Summer isn't just about sunshine and vacations. Sometimes it hides dark secrets. The laughter of children playing fades into the rustle of leaves as the sun begins to set, casting long, eerie shadows. Tonight, I'll share 3 true, chilling summertime horror stories that will make you think twice about stepping out into the heat. These are stories of ordinary people enjoying the simple pleasures of summer, only to find themselves trapped in terrifying situations. Picture a perfect summer day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and there's a gentle breeze rustling through the trees. Imagine a young couple, David and Emily, deciding to spend their day at a secluded lake, far from the noise and crowds of the city. They pack a picnic basket, grab their swimsuits, and set off in their beat-up Jeep, eager to escape the summer heat. The drive to the lake is filled with laughter and anticipation. They arrive at the lake, a hidden gem surrounded by lush greenery, the water sparkling under the midday sun. It feels like they have stumbled upon their own private paradise. They find the perfect spot by the water, spread out their blanket, and unpack their picnic basket. The air is filled with the scent of sunscreen and the gentle hum of dragonflies. As they eat, they chat, laugh, and steal kisses between bites of their sandwiches. After their picnic, they decide to cool off with a swim. The water is cool and refreshing, washing away the day's heat. They splash each other, dive beneath the surface, and float on their backs, gazing up at the cloudless sky. As the afternoon wears on, they notice they haven't seen another soul all day. The silence, once peaceful, now seems to amplify every rustle of leaves, every bird call, every ripple in the water. The sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows across the clearing, and the temperature drops noticeably. David suggests they pack up and head home, a slight unease creeping into his voice. Emily agrees, feeling a shiver run down her spine even though the air is still warm. As they gather their things, they hear it, a low growl, distant but distinct, coming from the woods surrounding the lake. They freeze, exchanging nervous glances. The growl comes again, closer this time, deeper, more menacing. Panic starts to set in. They quickly pack their belongings, their movements jerky, their eyes darting towards the tree line. David grabs their things and rushes towards their Jeep, Emily right behind him. Imagine the vibrant energy of a summer festival. The scent of popcorn and cotton candy hangs heavy in the air, mingled with the sweet aroma of fried dough. Music spills out from brightly lit rides, the air punctuated by shrieks and laughter. This was the scene at the annual Summer's Eve Festival, a beloved tradition in the small town of Harmony Creek. Among the throngs of festival goers were 2 teenage girls, Sarah and Jessica, best friends since childhood, eager to soak in the atmosphere. The night throbbed with excitement. The Ferris wheel painted the night sky with its dazzling lights, and the strains of a popular song pulsed from the main stage. They strolled through the bustling pathways, their laughter blending with the joyful cacophony, stopping every now and then to try their luck at carnival games or share a plate of funnel cake. As the night deepened and the crowd thickened, they found themselves drawn to the allure of the Tunnel of Love, a classic carnival attraction promising a few minutes of romantic escapism. Giggling nervously, they settled into the dimly lit car, the gentle rocking motion adding to the surreal, dreamlike quality of the experience. The tunnel was a sensory overload, a dizzying mix of flashing lights, swirling patterns, and distorted mirrors designed to disorient and amuse. But as their car glided deeper into the tunnel, the playful atmosphere took on a sinister edge. The music, once cheerful and upbeat, faded into an eerie silence, replaced by an unsettling quiet punctuated by the grinding of gears and the creaking of the ride's aging structure. The whimsical scenes painted on the tunnel walls, meant to evoke laughter and romance, now seemed to leer and twist into grotesque caricatures under the flickering lights. Sarah, usually the bolder of the two, felt a shiver run down her spine. The air, thick with the smell of popcorn moments ago, now carried a faint metallic tang that made her stomach churn. Suddenly the car jolted to a halt, throwing them forward. The lights flickered violently, plunging them into an unsettling darkness. The joyful screams and laughter from outside were abruptly cut off, leaving them enveloped in an unnerving silence. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through the carefree veneer of their fun night out. "It's just a technical glitch. It happens," Jessica said, her voice trembling slightly, trying to sound braver than she felt. But even as she spoke, she couldn't shake off the prickling sensation that something was terribly wrong. The darkness felt heavier now, more oppressive, and the air grew colder, as if a chilling presence had settled around their stalled car. Minutes crawled by, each tick of the clock amplifying their growing fear. The open road stretched before them, a ribbon of asphalt promising adventure and freedom. It was the summer after high school, and a group of 4 friends, Mark, Chris, Lisa, and Ashley, were embarking on a cross-country road trip, eager to celebrate their newfound liberty. Their beat-up minivan, affectionately nicknamed the Wanderer, was packed to the brim with camping gear, snacks, and dreams of endless summer days. The first few days were everything they had hoped for. They shared laughter, stories and dreams for the future, their excitement growing with each passing mile. They explored hidden trails, swam in crystal-clear lakes, and told stories around crackling campfires under a canopy of stars. They were young, carefree, and blissfully unaware of the sinister turn their adventure was about to take. One evening, as the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, they found themselves on a desolate stretch of highway in a remote part of Nevada. The GPS had died miles back, and their paper map offered little more than a jumble of lines that seemed to lead nowhere. The air grew heavy with a strange stillness, as if the very landscape held its breath, watching their every move. As dusk settled in, casting long, eerie shadows across the deserted highway, a sense of unease crept into their light-hearted banter. The silence was broken only by the hum of their tires on the asphalt and the occasional cry of a hawk circling high above. The landscape, once awe-inspiring in its vastness, now seemed oppressive, closing in on them with every passing mile. Their anxieties were heightened by the sudden appearance of a hitchhiker, a lone figure standing by the roadside, his silhouette a stark outline against the fading light. He wore a long duster, his face obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. His thumb was extended, a silent plea for a ride. Mark, ever the Good Samaritan, slowed the van. "We can't just leave him out here," he argued, his voice laced with concern. "It's getting dark and there's no sign of civilization for miles." The others, though hesitant, agreed. The hitchhiker, after thanking them profusely, climbed into the back, his presence filling the van with an unsettling silence. He introduced himself as Silas, his voice a low rasp that seemed to scratch at the edges of their awareness. He spoke little, his gaze darting nervously between them, his hands never leaving the worn leather bag clutched tightly on his lap. The air in the van grew thick with tension, the easy camaraderie from earlier replaced by an uncomfortable silence punctuated by Silas's shallow breaths. These were 3 true stories that turned summertime into a season of horror. Remember, the warmth of the sun can sometimes cast the darkest shadows. Stay safe and keep watching for more chilling tales.